Welcome back. Well, in a special report tonight, we explore a folklorico group based in San Jose that dedicates themselves to providing a space for those in the LGBTQ plus community. KION Stephanie Aceves hears from one dancer in the group who found freedom in his identity by joining them.
Through every twist and turn of their rainbow-colored faldas, the harmonious strumming of the guitar, and the rhythmic tapping of shoes, the Ensamble Folklorico Colibri is providing a space for those in the LGBTQ plus community. For Juan Serrano, who joined the group in 2019, this allows him to express himself freely.
Antes de entrar al grupo,
Before joining the group, I stopped smiling. I practically stopped smiling. Now when I put on my boots, pants, jacket, and sombrero, I feel excited.
I myself now identify as non-binary, and it is important for us to encompass everyone.
Since the age of 10, co-founder of the Ensamble Folklorico Colibri, Arturo Magaña has been in the arts in Mexico, but it wasn't until they immigrated to the U.S. that they lost a sense of belonging. They were in various groups before, but never felt truly represented in their work.
And though I was representing Mexico and I was representing my heritage and my culture, I still felt that I was not representing my identity.
It was then that they decided to start their own group in 2015, one of the first LGBTQ plus folklorico groups in the world, redefining the traditional boundaries in the centuries-old practice.
I still felt that I was going back into a closet because I was given the role of the father, the role of the groom, the role of the brother on stage, or representing a very linear existence. We're not here to change history. We're here to add our stories.
The art of Mexican folk dance depicts traditional representations of gender and sexuality, but Colibri gives their own spin by having the men don skirts just like these.
Permite expresarnos tal y como somos.
It allows us to express ourselves authentically, and it makes us feel secure within the group and sure of ourselves when we go out and dance.
The more we embrace each other, and the more we accept that it's not so much about your label, but about being one kind of human being, the easier it'll be for everyone to just be happy with each other.
Magaña says that more and more groups like Colibri are popping up and hopes that one day Colibri is no longer an outlier. In Salinas, Stephanie Aceves, KION News Channel 546.